Hi everybody, in this guide I'm going to show you how you can get the Priestess Heart. This is an item for a quest that allows you to turn into a dragon form while not wearing armor. So we're going to show you the path all the way to getting it. First you can actually see what it does. Basically you need to equip the heart, and if I'm not wearing any armor, I can activate it and turn into a dragon. I mean, kind of dragon form. So I think we get some negation boost, but it also boosts dragon called incantations. So you turn into kind of a human-like dragon, which look really cool. Let's take a closer look at the skin. Now, the first place we're going to start from Castle Front, and you need to go to this location, Pillar Path Waypoint. If you unlock a Pillar Path Cross, for example, you can, because of the Michael's course, you can just go north again and then come back and come to this location. As you can see, we are getting close to the location. It's going to be a site of grace there. Make sure to touch it, and you're going to hear a man moaning. So interact with this NPC and exhaust his dialogue. This is the exact location of Igon, as you can see on the map. Now you can already see that the pathway has kind of dragon statues there, and this is the path we're gonna take. So head on southwest. So this is the location we are at. You see now we are more in the south direction, and then we get invaded by Ancient Dragon Man. So you have to defeat this NPC. It's pretty easy to defeat, it's not a really challenging one. Continue heading south until you reach the Dragon's Pit Cave. It's going to be a site of grace there. Alright, next we need to fight Ancient Dragon Man. Keep in mind there are things to get here and another kind of a mini boss, so feel free to do it in your free time. But now we're just going to head on towards a pit where we're going to fight an NPC. Once you reach this sledge, just jump. No worries, you won't die here. And here is going to be a door, and here is going to fight the boss fight. Just me show you a little of the fight. Basically, you're going to fight Ancient Dragon Man, so just defeat this NPC. As a reward, you're going to get the Dragon's Hunter's Great Katana. Now at this point, don't go back, just open the big metal doors. And after that, you're going to see a site of grace, so interact with it. And this is Dragon's Pit Terminus. Basically, we are at the bottom, at the base of the mountain, which we'll soon going to climb up. The area is called the foot of the Jagged Peak. And again, you need to reach the peak, so now we're at the bottom. Now, head on east. There's things to do, of course. Do it on your free time, just heading straight on. There's also a sign you can interact with here, so you can check it out. Don't think it's really related at all to the quest, but just mentioning this. That's what I did, so interact with it. And let's move on. Now at the bottom, you're going to see a dragon. defeat this dragon. It's called Jagged Peak Drake. So this is the first dragon we're going to fight in our journey. Going to be more down the road. This is the, let's say, the least challenging one, so it shouldn't take you long to eliminate him. I eliminated him with my Blasphemous Blade and it wasn't really hard. This dragon will drop your Dragon Heart and another consumable, which you can use, by the way, in the more challenging fights that are on that increases some of the attributes, which includes boosting Vigor, Stamina, Strength and Dexterity, but at the cost of a gradual HP loss. At this point, we're just going to head on south. Then you're going to reach the Grand Altar of Dragon Communion, which is going to be a Site of Grace there as well. And if you're already there, take the cookbook inside. Now you won't be able to interact with the Communion just yet, so rest at the Site of Grace. Then interact with the Dragon Priestess NPC. This is the one that we're gonna get the heart from eventually at the end. So interact with her and accept the quest. This is important because again, this is the way we're gonna get the item at the end, the Priestess Heart. She will also give us the Ancient Dragon's Blessing. So here you can see I'm choosing the first option, Devour Draconic Essence. And you can see that after a blessing, we get the Ancient Dragon's Blessing. Also talk to her and do Ask About Bayle option. And just exhaust the dialogue. At this point, we're gonna climb the mountain. There are gonna be some enemies and an NPC, so... Alright, so again, once we finish here, we need to go back to the previous Site of Grace, Dragon's Pit, Terminus. This is where we are, so we need to go back. Again, just spawned at the Site of Grace. Now, basically, now follow east. We're gonna pass through the location where we actually found the note on the ground, the message. She's just gonna continue east this time. Take the wind vortex up. Pass the bridge. And then there's going to be a Site of Grace on your right. Make sure to rest there. Because we're going to have a fight soon, so make sure to rest and replenish. By the way, the place at night looks amazing, just saying. Alright, so basically two dragons will fight each other. One will actually die if you just let him a bit more time, because the other dragon I think is just stronger. You can use a summon here, so use it to your advantage. So once you defeat Jagged Peak Drake, you're gonna get a Dragon Heart and also the consumable Dragon Scale Flash. Alright, next thing we need to interact with Igon, the NPC. So don't miss him out, it's very important. He's gonna be there before we move on. And he will give you the Igon's Furled Finger. And again, make sure you exhaust all the dialogue with him. So this is the location we are currently at. Then you can go back to the foot of the Jagged Peak, Site of Grace, to replenish before you move on. No worries, it's pretty close to where we were before. So we just, again, now continue climbing the mountain. We're gonna traverse through this wind vortex. And the other one that comes right after. Alright, at this point we're going to continue heading east and just collecting stuff. Now there's going to be a big rock sliding at you, so make sure to move right rather than left. And when the rock actually falls, there's going to be a Scadutree Fragment on the ground, so make sure to pick it up as well. Now here you're going to face one of the most challenging fights during our quest. For me at least, that's how it was, even harder than the one that comes after. Now for this fight I recommend using everything you got. Negation for lightning. Range weapon is always preferable here. I'm using the Blasphemous Blade, so I can even eat a bit from far. Some audience advantage, so I can actually disengage from his attack because it has big reach. And of course different buffs to amplify the damage. Use the summon, and don't forget to use the buff to protect it against lightning and extra defense once you disengage again during the fight, because it doesn't last forever, so make sure to do it again during the fight. And make sure to use, in my opinion, Margot's Great Wound that increases HP by plus 25%, which is great. So make sure to use it well. I use it here. As you can see, I have a huge chunk of HP. So again, if you can keep the distance based on your build, do so. And also make sure to buff yourself. You can see I see here for extra defenses. Don't forget to do that. It can really be important. Just, when you are a bit inside the battle and, fighting, but you forget to actually use buffs to give you extra protection. So it's very important. Also, again, being at the back is safer than being at the front. But again, you can dodge well if you have good timing, and you can dodge well his attack. But basically for me, the safer part is just, especially when he does that, just being at the back, replenish and attacking again. As a reward here, you're going to get Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone and Somber Ancient Smithing Stone as well. This is, by the way, what I was actually using for this fight. I'm using a Faith Strength build. The mix, by the way, was a mistake there. I didn't want to use, I forgot to actually change it, nonetheless. And the lightning proof dried liver. Right, after we finish this fight, we're going to add northeast, west-east, where you're going to find another item here, so make sure to pick it up, another consumable. Alright, so rest at the site of grace. And from that point on, we're going to head west. We're going to climb now the mountain towards our final dragon boss fight. In this spot, just stay to the south here, towards the ledge. Make sure not to fall. There's some gaps. And then when you enter is a big wall, just turn left here. And then right. Take the vortex. And that's where the boss will be. There's also a site of grace there, so make sure to rest there. And I'll give you a few tips for this fight. Make sure to buff yourself up, again, against lightning, many defenses. Great Rune to increase HP, preferable. Space that allows you to negate damage. You can also have two summons, Igon and yours. When you first do the fight, the sign will appear only after the boss spawn, but after that you can just see the golden sign on the ground, so make sure to summon it first. After that you can use your own summon if you want to, so you're going to have two. You're going to see me doing it in a moment. Make sure to, if you can, have range. Again, this is very good. If you have range, you're already in a big advantage against dragons. And I remind you, don't forget to pop up the spells to give you extra defenses during the fight. So you can see the golden summon sign there. Make sure to activate it. And you can also use your own summon as well. So just get a bit of distance and put your own summon. So you can see them actually taking the time to also use a spell to give you extra defenses during the fight. Don't forget to do that. Then you're going to get Art of Bayle, which I'm going to show you what you do with it in a moment. Alright, after you finish that, there's a Site of Grace. Make sure you rest at the Site of Grace. So this is the map after we have all the Site of Grace location that I showed you. Next, we're going to go to the foot of the Jagged Peak. Alright, so we're going to go back to where we first met him. Because we're going to get a bow and his armor set as well. It's going to be on the ground, so make sure to pick it up. You're also going to get Igon's bell bearing. So just for a moment, I'm going to show you something before we move on. If you go to the round table on the original map, you can offer it to the 2 maiden husks, and then you have the option to buy Igon's harpoon, which I believe is should be good against dragons, but I haven't tried just yet. Then we're going to add on to Great Altar of Dragon Communion. Once you are there, you can see an item on the ground, so pick it up. You're going to find the Flowerstone Gavel and the Priestess Heart, the item that we actually want in order to change our form to a human dragon form. Also interact with the Do Examine altar, and then you can choose communion with Bayle. Now you have options to choose one of 2 items, so you probably need to do another run in Igon Plus in order to be able to get another one and be able to use the heart, Bayle's heart, in order to unlock the other one. You can see each one costs 1. Now, if you ask what's better, I don't know. I read a few things saying that Bayle's Flaming Lightning is overall better. But again, I haven't tested both of them yet because I just unlocked one. If you know, let us know in the comment section below. But it's important to know that you see 2 of them requires quite a lot of arcs, so it won't fit any build. But you can see there, these are the requirements. Also, make sure to equip the Priestess Heart. I wanted to know that you cannot use it. It won't actually be active, kind of grayed out, if you're wearing armor. Also, there's disadvantage for it, of course. But you can see that if I'm wearing an armor, it's grayed out. I mean, you can use it disabled. But when I remove it, it's active again. It does take also a few seconds to actually, well, transform or morph into a dragon form. It also seems like you have lots of damage negation as well. And overall, it just looks epic. And that's it for this video. If you find this guide useful, give a like and also consider subscribing. I spent a lot of time making this guide. Any sub will be appreciated. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you in the next guide. Cheers.